Over here in the red on our one-on-one map. Impressive timing attacks from this player. His name is
Polt Prime win.
Up here in the blue from an old school clan, a new school game.
MSP Joon.
You know, we don't really know how good Joon is right now. He got caught off guard by a build he's really probably never seen. You know, in this day and age, you do not see these slow Reapers harassing. So, he may be a really great Zerg player. We just don't know. He lost way too much to those Reapers. And now we're just going to have to see. You know, this is a map that it's going to be harder to do any sort of rush on because the rush distance is literally like 5 times more than it was on the Delta Quadrant in close positions that we had last game.
Well, Scrap Station, a map where you can hatchery first safely. And, you know, for Terran, there's actually just a ton of different interesting builds. Builds that you can do that really you can only get away with on this map because of the positions. Unless, of course, you're on Lost Temple in close locations by air, but it's a cool map.
Yeah. Well, Polt, he's already got that gas up, making the deep, rather the barracks. Overlord flying in, seeing what's going on. Fast hatchery, 15 hatch here by Joon, and you know that's kind of standard on this map. You can definitely do it on this map. It's even if they go for 2 barracks, it's going to be insanely hard to actually take that out. So really, the best map for hatchery first.
Now, it looks like Joon going to go ahead and send the Overlord over here. Probably park it down here, so that way you can check these minerals to see if an expansion is taken here.
Yeah, you know, that's a great place to put one Overlord. You definitely want one in the little nook and cranny next to where that barracks is to watch any add-ons and stuff like that. That's probably where this one's going. Going over and spy on the ramp.
And for now, it's been a pretty normal opening. Well, we got a factory on the way over here.
Yep, and will we see a second gas?
You don't see it yet. Is he going to...
You know what would be
well, he's going to react or he might go for Hellions.
I was going to say, you know what would be insane is if we saw Polt Prime go for Reaper speed. I was hoping, I was praying when I saw that add-on, but it is in fact a reactor. Darn.
Too bad. SCD scouting around now. Joon just wants to make as many drones as he can right now.
That's right. Now, he does have a couple queens about to pop out. That's good. He's probably going to want to make roaches, though, because we are going to have reactor Hellions, as you were saying, Tasteless, and the Zerglings with really slow speed are not going to be that good against that.
That's true. Starport 2, so we could see a Hellion drop.
Yep, Hellion drop is a possibility. Banshee, definitely a possibility as well, especially since this barracks now is getting a tech lab. So most likely gearing up for a Banshee play. It's so common. If you see Hellions, reactored Hellions, normally a Banshee does follow.
Well, it's nice because, you know, you get out there, they have to get roaches basically to deal with the Hellions. And then, of course, you just get a Banshee, so you just transition quite quickly.
Yeah. You know, the roaches, of course, take up a lot of minerals. They take up some gas. They definitely slow down any anti-air.
It looks like he's going to go for a tank, actually.
Very
he
interesting.
Might still go for Banshees over here, but very interesting. Perhaps he's worried about a roach counterattack.
Yeah, definitely switching up quite a bit. Our Zerg player, though, does have an Overlord in the choke there to just watch for things like this. And nice queens. Dealing a lot of damage to those Hellions. And they're probably not going to be able to do very much more damage. Even a Spine Crawler coming down. 4 queens already out.
He's actually already prepared for Banshees.
Yeah. That is how common it is. When you see the Hellions, you just start making 4 queens. And a Banshee Tasteless is being made, as well as these siege tanks. We might actually see a very old build, a Marine tank Banshee all-in. It's a possibility. I'm not saying he's going to do it, but this is actually an old build that happened in the beta sum. It didn't catch on too much, but it is actually a very hard build to stop. You know, that 3-unit combination kills a lot of what Zerg can make early game.
Yeah, Banshees just with your normal army are just so powerful because they do so much damage.
Yeah. Their air to ground is pretty insane.
Nice job there. Just doing a little bit of damage. He's going to bring him back home and repair him. And you know what, Artosis? I think you are right. I think you're dead on with the Marine tank Banshee timing.
Yeah, it is beginning to look like he's even getting siege mode at this point, and he'll probably go through the center of the map. It's going to make rallying a lot easier, and as I've been saying a lot, the architecture of this map is actually quite nice for Terran. You can push through that center, and it's going to be hard. You need surrounds on speedlings. You need wide open spaces for roaches, for hydras. But if Terran goes through here, as we're seeing, he's going to be already in a very small natural choke point, and that's going to make it a lot harder for Zerg to actually engage this army.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's got some SCVs with him. He can make bunkers, maybe even repair this Banshee.
Yep. Keep his vehicles repaired quite nicely. Even some Hellions coming in to help deal with Zerglings. Roach Warren is on the way. So right now we have just Speedlings and some Spine Crawlers. Even scanning is Polt Prime to see exactly what Joon has. And if he spreads these siege tanks well, it's going to be hard for the Zerglings to do too much because they clump up so naturally.
Yeah, that's very true. There he goes. Leapfrogging with the siege tanks.
Now a Spire is being made as well as more Speedlings. Spire's a decent counter to this, but the Marines, you have to kill that big group before you can kill everything else off. Oh, nice. He might take out that Banshee, but no. It does live.
Doesn't even take out the SCVs here.
Now, the dangerous part of this push is going to come as he is moving outside of the choke. This is going to be where Polt is getting ready to hit.
He is attacking that Spine Crawler. The Lings are just waiting for the right moment to sandwich.
That's right. He's spreading out maybe a little bit too much here. And here we go. The Roaches coming in. Zerglings from the side, flanking those Marines. And in come the Queens, killing some Roaches. Beautiful flank there. Polt Prime, he overextended, and he got punished for it.
Yeah, he definitely got punished for that. Looks like Polt Prime's going to try to recover by taking out some drones up here. The Queen's hurrying back here to defend that. Meanwhile, Zerg counterattacking over here.
The Queen Transfusion Tasteless, one of the most underrated abilities in the game, even though we see it used all the time. When you have 4 Queens like that, full of energy, and you have Roaches, you can break a lot of early Terran pushes. It gets really hard for Terran to actually kill you with some of these attacks because of that, they didn't account for all those heals.
I think his comeback's going to win the game. He can reinforce this with his Mutas and Roaches.
Yeah, right now, those Mutas are going to do a great job. The Marines don't have stim. They don't have combat shields. They have no upgrades.
Also, if you notice, he cut a lot of SCVs in this build.
Now, we do have 4 Banshees flying over Tasteless to the Zerg base. It's going to draw the Mutas back for certain. And he is going after the Queen. Nice transfusion. Now going after some drones. These, of course, are not going to be long for this world when the Mutas get back home.
Nice transfusion ability.
Only killing 1 Queen so far. 2 Queens going down. And with the Mutas out, as well as some Queens attacking, looks like nothing else going to die. Oh, he gets it. Little mistake there by Joon, letting that 3rd Queen go down. So that was actually really nice. It bought him time because he doesn't have a lot of anti-muta right now. And he did. He killed a decent amount of drones. Killed some Queens. But Polt is definitely far behind. Let's take a look at the supplies. 45 to 70.
Wow.
Zerg player looking good.
Again, not a lot of anti-air here, just a turret. Roachling down here.
Some nice muta harass going on. Against Marines without stim, you can just kind of fly around and damage stuff. Do enough time, that stuff that gets damage tasteless, it'll catch on fire.
And fire's not good.
Oh, this last Banshee coming over here. Just shift-click on some drones. The Queen does take it out.
Getting pretty wasteful with these Banshees.
I think he wants to keep those mutas out of his base. See if he can't kill another Queen. Really set back the Zerg. So it looks like it's time, Tasteless, for an expansion from Polt Prime. Sending down his SCVs. Lone Zergling trying to hold down the expansion area. Kills an SCV.
Meanwhile, Mutas go over here, take out a depot. Almost take out a medevac. Continue to take out SCVs. And again, he can just keep flying around here, damaging stuff. No stim yet. It's on the way. Zerg in a good position. I'm surprised Zerg didn't actually expand again, though.
Yeah, that is a little bit surprising. You know, he's spending all his resources, making a lot of units, and his supply is up there, man. He's getting Baneling speed, he's making more mutas, he has some roaches and some lings, but as you said, he needs another base. And it looks like he's going to take the gold. Has a drone down here at the watchtower, waiting to make that hatchery, perhaps. And nice Mutalisk harassment. Just keeps on picking off Polt Prime's units.
So let's see here. He is just chasing out these Mutalisks. Meanwhile, Terran, you can see, wants to push again. He does have stim now, or is about to have stim in a second.
You know, this is kind of dangerous. Baneling speed is about to finish. A lot of Banelings are being made. There's so many units for Zerg. Oh, man. And look at that. He's even trying to target some siege tanks, so those go out faster. I don't know, Tasteless.
You know,
this looks really good for our Zerg player, and it's Joon.
It doesn't seem like his builds are designed to actually go into the late game.
A little bit sloppy there. The Mutas losing a few, but he does take down a siege tank.
You only got to take out one or two of those things, and your Banelings will clean up the rest.
That's right. But he still does have a few siege tanks in here. So this attack, it is a little bit scarier than I'm sure Joon wants to see. Wow, this is such a risky attack here. I cannot imagine this working. So many units for Joon still. And when Terran just sits there with a little push like this, that's not a good sign. He's not making any headway.
Mutas still darting around the map. Here we go. Another big battle.
Banelings and Roaches coming in. Roaches taking out the siege tanks. This one trying to target some Banes. And, oh no. Tries to be Foxer. Realizes he isn't quite that good at the Marine splitting.
Oh my god, he's going to have to clean up the rest of this easily.
Yeah, just not enough units for our Terran. Picks up the Marines. Time to go home. But you know, the gold base has just popped up for NSP Joon, so he has no drones down there. They actually have very similar economies right now. In fact, with mules, the economy of Terran going to be just slightly better. Until, of course, drones start mining at the gold base. Then our Zerg can get way ahead.
Well, it doesn't look like Terran actually knows about this base at all. No idea it even exists. So, he is going to just go ahead and move out, continue to control the map. I believe he's at the point where he can almost just start massing up a ton of stuff.
Now look at that mini-map, Tasteless. We have a row of Overlords watching for any drops that could possibly come. That is actually quite awesome. In the meantime, he is harassing the Terran main non-stop with these mutas. Just keeping an eye on what our Terran player has. Polt Prime is in trouble. There's a lot of speed Banes out there. It's a scary world for a Terran. But looks like this gold base might be taken down here. We do have speed Zerglings coming to the rescue.
Are they going to be able to get there in time, though?
I believe so.
Actually, I don't know about that.
Oh, he doesn't target the hatch.
I was going to say, if he targeted the hatchery.
Goodbye, dropship.
Uh-oh. Boom. So now, we have our tanks, our Marines, medevacs, but Zerg keeping the gold base. He's going to have to remake the drones and everything, but still.
Yeah. Well, we have Marines, tanks, medevacs, pretty standard by Polt right here. More mutas hitting his main base, so he really doesn't have a good answer to those.
He just keeps on pushing.
Yeah, I think he might realize that he is kind of behind. He has to stay aggressive, even if there isn't the hugest chance of it working.
All right, a ton of banelings. Let's see if this attack is any more effective. The tanks are pretty well spread out. The problem is Zerg might wait until the Terran's over in this region over here.
Yeah, Zerg does not want to go into that little choke. That is a scary area for a Zerg.
Here he goes.
Here we go. Notice only a little amount of his Marines are moving forward, trying to bait these Banes. Doesn't want to have all of them in there. One misclick and he could lose them. Nice harassment on the side.
Meanwhile, here it comes.
Uh-oh, these Banelings getting massacred by some siege tanks. But he does have just so much, it might not matter.
I think he killed up and up there, no siege tanks. You just remake the Banelings, you're pretty much fine. But actually, I don't know. There's a large army coming up here.
Yeah, you know, that actually really evened up the game quite a bit.
Yeah.
They have almost exactly the same supply, 97 and 98 right now. And Roaches not going to do that well against all these medevac Marines with 1-1. Roaches, of course, at 0-0. And there's just, where are the Banes? He needs these Banes, and there they are coming out. Siege tanks in place, though. You try to take out these Banelings before they can hit the Marines.
Oh, nice micro. You know, I Polt might actually be able to do this. It's going to be pretty tough. Joon's got to be careful, though. You know, it almost looks like that drone was a Baneling.
He's tricking him into thinking he's
also,
a
that's a
Bane.
weird-looking Baneling. I'm like, no, that's a drone that's holding Vespene gas. He's actually going to get up there. You know, Polt messed up pretty bad at the start, but he's just really good at hammering away and attacking.
Yeah.
GG.
You know, he really did use that middle lane of the map really quite well. That's the way you have to do on that map,
Yeah,
Terran. You do really strong timing pushes down there. You use the small choke to your advantage. Zerg can't really attack into there. You poke out, you poke in, you poke out, you poke in.
Yeah.
You put your left leg in, Tasus. You take your left leg out. You shake it all around.
You put your right Marines in.
Yeah.
And you stim them all around.
You stim them all about.
All about.
You do the Polt priming and you turn yourself around, and that's what it's all about.
And then he has to GG out.
There you go. We could actually, if we like
doing this, like just being all weird.
We could make a kids song about Polt Prime. But I know that's how you play there. He was actually really quite far behind. It really looked like our Zerg player couldn't lose, but Polt Prime just kept pushing through that choke. You know, he didn't like try to walk around the map a billion trillion miles away and get counter dropped and Mutila's harassed.
Well, yeah, that's a very good point. I want to bring that up. He only used medevacs to attack the bottom left, the gold location.
Yeah.
He didn't bother sending his army down there, and he was patient in that valley in the middle.
Yeah.
And it was just, you know, one or two mistakes where the Baneling clumps moved out. Zerg players need to start spreading their Banelings out.
Yeah.
In their armies. They can't have a ball of Banelings like this.
It's very true.
Because, you know, one or two siege tank shots, and they're gone.
Yeah.
So that was a mistake there. We have another TVZ coming up after this. TVZ all day.
I know, man.
4 TVZs in a row.
And then a ZVP.
And then a ZVP.
To break the streak.
That's right.
Well, you know, speaking about spreading Banelings out, if you just take a few Banelings, I think it's like up to 15, and patrol them in about that much area on your screen. I don't know how to really tell this. Like maybe 4 Ultralisks long, that area. They will actually spread themselves out pretty well.
Really?
Yeah. Oftentimes I'll put a little group of Banelings on patrol just in case, so that I have a little group that is spread out some. Send that in first. It's good strat. It's good. Good little
tip right here from Artosis. Wow. So looks like we are going to be closing this. But we're going to have an interview, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.